It says I'm live. Well, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day, wherever you are coming your way. Biz to biz with joy. Grow your business in style. Leaders leaving legacies. I am Joy Ruffen, your style and leadership coach. I am a speaker, a signature style specialist, all about for you and for me personal, professional, can't leave out spiritual development. That's what it's all about. And tonight, I want to talk with you about some of the things that are in the works, in the hopper, some of the things that we're going to be tweaking and changing going forward. And so I'm going to take a little bit of a hiatus for this month of August as I gather and put together something that's going to be really awesome and epic for you. Because in the time, during the time that I have been doing this broadcast, I have learned an awful lot. Aren't we all perennial ongoing students? And if you're really into seeking who you are, who are you? That's what I want you to be asking yourself tonight. Then you are all about getting to the essence and the core of who you are so that you can share that wisdom with others. So I dare to spark your leadership style, savvy ways to an awakening of you. So I'm going to ask you again because I'm always asking me as a signature style specialist, a leader, and a speaker. I'm looking for those women, entrepreneurial, professional, who want to stand in the best that they can be. And as I heard today, there's this new platform called Clubhouse, which most of us are loving. And I met some old friends there, actually young but old in the time that I've known them. And I heard him say something that really resonated with me, and I want to share this with you. To be the best that you can be, and to be very, very good at what you do, and to excel at it, and the zone of genius that's bouncing around this great book, The Big Leap, I want you to be thinking about not only getting into your zone of genius and being the best that you can be, but to be the only one who's doing what you're doing. Somehow, because of all of this change that I'm about, you most likely are about as well. I said, well, let me then speak to that. Because many other people are going to be doing exactly what you are doing. What makes you special? What makes you different? What allows you to separate in the good way so that more will come to you? It's your uniqueness. It's that extraordinary, exceptional X factor, I call it, something that you have. Most of us really never truly see ourselves, and that's why we need others who can see us and share with us what they see so that we can get better and better and better to be the best, because that's where you want to go, and you want to be the only one that's the best at what you're doing. So then, after thinking about that, I'm saying, well, what makes one wise, full of wisdom, and unique, extraordinary, exceptional, and all of those great adjectives? What is that? So then I thought, to me, why ought you choose me? I can share with you why I think you ought to. What happens is your decision always. Because for me, style and how you show up and stand in your greatness and applaud and celebrate yourself first is what's emanating from the core, the soul of you. I call it the hub, the head and the heart connected, which emanates out and becomes the soul and the essence of you, the spirit of you. What makes you different? Because any and everyone can dress in style, but if you're styling yourself to be the leader that you're called to be, the mission and the purpose that you're here for, then you want to show up emanating from what's coming from within. This expression that we hear all the time, everywhere, heart centered leadership is where you want to be. So I want you to continually be asking yourself, because one of the things, not one, the many things that I do with the Joy Code that I'm working with is to help you, support you, aid you, share with you what 5 elements you must pull and put together to get the signature style that's indelible. And it's only you and yours alone. So who are you? Who are you here to be? How are you to show up? This other expression, which I heard, I'm always taking things from people, don't we all? But I heard today, you model, you mirror, and you master what makes it yours. And so I heard this person say, I want to take people from just settling to sizzling. Love that, to sizzle. Don't you want to sizzle? Want to amp up that wow factor? I think you do. Those of you who really care. And when I say dressing up and showing up as your best self, I don't mean 24/7, going to bed at night looking like you just stepped out of whatever, the best, and waking up the same. No. And you know that. What I'm saying is that when you go out to connect, to celebrate others, to share in the celebration of others, to make new connections, whatever that might be, then you want to be about showing up as your best self and proud of it, because the humility and the humbleness is within that greatness. That's the separation. And you can only get that when that hub is connected to the soul of you. And that's what I'm about. Showing, sharing, and giving to you. And it's all about you in the best way. So that's the difference. Because leadership, oh my goodness, leadership. Leadership and being a manager or a master of something is totally different. When you're in leadership, you are a servant leader. And that's a word that a lot of people can, oh, but the reality is, no matter what you're doing, what type of business you're in, biz to biz, whatever business, product or service, you are hopefully being of service to someone else. Share with them your knowledge, your wisdom, and all that other stuff that goes into that bucket with them. Bottom line is business, but something that benefits them to stand taller in their greatness. Because you see, everyone has greatness. Not everyone knows it right off the bat. Most of us pop out of that womb and we evolve and we grow. It's a process. It's a progression. And it takes time. I'm a happy, happy senior. Been on the planet quite a while. I also think been here many, many times. That's another saga. Yet, I know that things take time. Some pop out, and within a short time as they evolve, they get that confidence, and they got it right off the bat. That's a small, minute percentage. Most of us, it takes time to evolve into all that we're here to be. And the other seed to share with you is this. The universe is humongous. I've been searching for another word, but that one fits now. It's big. Not everyone is for everyone. Not everyone's going to agree. This is the way the universe is designed. And she designed it that way. I do say she and she often because I'm an advocate for women in the best way. Because if the heart-centered leadership is not there, boom, that's not the woman, the lady that I'm going to be aligned with. But when I say that it's humongous, this universe that we're all a part of, I mean that we are here. Those of us who are in leadership, those of us who are here to share our wisdom, our gift, our skills with others, we are the leaders of today. And this is a new age. Whether you embrace and accept that or not, it's a new age that we're all in, no matter what generational grouping you're in. And that said, there are different levels. I do the scale 1 to 10. 1, you pop out of that womb and you start to grow and evolve. And slowly you get stuff. And each time you come back, if you believe in that, and if you don't, you come out and that's it. It doesn't matter what you believe in. This is the reality of what you see. Everybody's at a different level on that scale. You have those who are at 1 to 5 and those who are 5 to 10. And then you have those 8 to 10. And those are your best leaders. How do you qualify and separate? Well, your common sense, that they call it emotional intelligence. You know, all of these all of this rhetoric. I'm on this platform that I love, and I hope you'll come and join if you're not there. And I want you, and by the way, I didn't say welcome and great to see you here always. I think you know that, but knowing is not enough. I want you to see it and know it as well. One of the things that happens is that you are here to be the best that you can be, no matter what level of that scale you're on. And your assignment, no one else's, is to rise always to be the best that you can be. And I love it if you share out this video because sharing is good. And it's all about sharing and collaboration. We'll talk a wee bit more about that. But what I want to share with you is that you're knowing who you are, why you're here, and what you're to do. That purpose, some people call it your mission. Some people say it's your calling. It's rhetoric. It's jargon. You know what's meaningful and impactful to you. I prefer the word purpose, but it can be mission or calling. It really doesn't matter. Let's not get caught up in the semantics of words. Happen to love words, but not to impress, to express, and to have clarity in what I'm expressing. That is my ultimate aim. So when I say that I'm an advocate for women, I want you to understand that not all, no matter what you're doing as well, are going to come and embrace you for numerous reasons. And that's okay, because what you want to do is bring those to you who are going to understand your mission, your purpose, and what you're about. And then they can tailgate onto that, dovetail right on the back of that, and they get in alignment with what they're here to do and have themselves scale up, 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 because that's what you want to do. Settling is never good. And it's so easy. And a lot of women who say, and I hear this, doesn't matter. I can mention names. There's no need. Celebrities who say, this is me. This is who I am. I don't care and I don't dress. That's okay. Not everyone is here to dress to the nines, nor should you. Yet there is certain formality about how you show up, that even though there are no rules, no rules today. And that expression, no one cares, you'll hear me say this again and again. I am repetitive with rationale. You need to care. If you're in leadership and you are about the aid, support, and guidance for others to get to their power and glory and greatness, then you need to care about how you show up and how you present to them. And I'm not talking about the runway model of a Hollywood leading lady all the time. I'm just talking about being your best self and the only one that's your best self as you are for whatever it is that you're doing. There's a little bit of preaching in there, and there's a little bit of preaching in me, and that's okay, because what I want you to be about is learning how to master and manage who you are. And the question that I'm asked all the time, in fact, I was just asked this, and maybe that's why I'm ranting here somewhat, but in a good way. Who are you? What is your message, your branding, and who are you and what are you offering to others? This is what I want you to ask. And in asking, I want you to do this for me and for you. I have a group. It's called Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. I just put the briefing up here. It's very easy. You can go to my Facebook business page, which is here, and you can get to Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. And I want you to join this group, because this group, this is for women only. And this is a platform that I made for men and women. But because of what I'm doing this month, I'm segueing a little bit. I'm doing a little pivot, a little dance. Love to dance. Can't dance, but I love to dance. That's an aside. But one of the things I want to share with you is that I want you to get to my Facebook business page. And I want you to join this group, Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. Because when you're in this group, you will be notified of all the different things that we're offering you there. And even though we're tweaking now, we're changing some things around. The third Thursday of every month, the Leading Ladies, we're going to meet. And I'm just starting this. And I want leading ladies who have a mission, a purpose, a calling, as a featured guest to come and join with us and speak to the leading ladies who are in this group who show up and share with them what they're about, the offerings that they have. And then I want you to be able to make a connection with them and make it a win-win for both. That's the intention. And I know it's going to be powerful because I'm bringing only women into you who are going to share with you knowledge and information that's going to be very impactful for you. So that's one of the things that I want you to do. And I'm putting up a link here. They say don't overload. Maybe it goes through and maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But either way, I want you to also do this before I take a quick little break to share something else with you. I want you to mark the date, August. Can you believe we're in August already? I can't believe it. August the 19th, which is a Thursday, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. So you can adjust the times for the zone that you're in. And you are in the zone. I know you are. This is going to be one of my complimentary free masterclasses where I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 elements, the 5 keys that will give you the signature style that you want, and so that you can step into your leadership style. And part of that is the joy code. And I'm going to be talking a lot about that, and I'll share a little bit about that with you here and now. But that's what I want you to do, because your leadership and who you are and how you show up, it matters, even though there are no rules. You know why it matters? Because even though there are no rules, you care about you, or you wouldn't be here. And whether you're here now or whether you're going to come for the replay, you need to be caring about everything about you, from head to toe, top to bottom, hair to shoes. It all ties into this expression. It's horrible grammar, but somehow it resonated with me, and I'm leaving it with you. Have a few laughs. I love to laugh. Chuckling is good. Who you being? Who are you being? That's what I want you to start asking more and more and more. And are you standing in your greatness? Regal, majestic. Most of you really know that I want to share with you a little bit about this eagle and why it's so important. And by the way, pop in this word biz. If you're here for the first time for this replay, then pop in the word biz, B-I-Z, in the comments, and you'll be delivered my complimentary booklet to you. It's got lots of information on there. And that's another thing that I'm going to be tweaking, because one of the things I found with the interviewing is that a lot of people want to give a masterful, fantastic interview, and yet there are some missing elements. And that's what we're going to be working on together. And it's going to be, oh, I love my girls, and they're going to say it's going to be epic. And when I say my girls, I haven't done it for quite a while because of this pandemic, but the girls that I volunteer with in the Juvenile Delinquent Center, another saga. Don't you all have a lot of sagas? Sagas are just rampant, it seems. But I want you to put in biz, B-I-Z, and join the group. And here's something else that I want to share with you here and now. This joy code that I mentioned to you, it is comprised of 3 different elements. We talk about balance, and it has 3 components. We talk about harmony, again, 3 components. And we talk about grace. And grace is one of my favorite words. Grace and ease. Find it all everywhere lately, it seems, because I think that's what I know. That's what we're all seeking in different ways. And we talk about those 3 because unless you have those 3 combined in your image, your appearance, your look, your style, then you don't have the joy code and you don't have a signature style. But you will have after you gather these components and get what I'm talking about together. And that's what we talk about a lot in the masterclass and beyond when you attend the masterclass, which is going to be August the 19th. And then the workshops will start after. And I'm offering you, because of this pandemic, fantastic values. But let's get back to ideas to spark your leadership style. One of the first beginnings of anything, truly, some people get lucky if you believe in luck. And some people do have a little bit of luck initially, and then it can fade contingent upon many, many variables. But luck usually involves a lot of hard work. And some of the ideas to spark your leadership style is where I began with you. Is for you to ask and to know with certainty who you are and what it is that you're here to do. What is your mission? What is your calling? And once you do that, you begin to get into the wisdom of who you are. And back to the eagle. Why do I talk about and why am I, Joy Ruffen, your style and leadership coach, so absolutely mad in the best way for this eagle? The truth of the story, which is the only way I can share it with you, is that the history, the background, the story of the eagle is fascinating. And the one that really mesmerized and was fascinating to me when I read this was this that I'm going to share with you. And it has to do with what we're all involved with here and now. This thing we call pivot and transformation, big with the eagle. And I'll tell you why. And then I'll speak to something else. The eagle, more or less, after approximately 30 years or so, it flies high, 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 as high as it can soar up into the mountains to rejuvenate, to re-everything itself. Why? Because it's lost its talents, the strength of them. Many of the feathers that they need to soar have begun to disappear, dissipated. So they have to go up high into the mountains for this painful and bloody transformation. And why am I stressing the painful and the bloody transformation so much? Because we are all going through all types of transformation all the time. And yet it's part of life. And the eagle does it because the feathers will not allow them to soar as high as they want to go. They can't grab on to what they need as much anymore because it's faded. So they go for this everything, rebirthing, this transformation. And then after X amount of days, they're able to get back, gain back, and usually they're stronger and they fly back to wherever and they begin again. So the lifespan for the eagle can be quite a while, another 30 years or so, possibly. We don't know exactly with all the scientific studies that they've done. But why am I saying that? Because the eagle has X-ray vision, and that's what most leaders have. They see beyond what the average person can see. X-ray vision. They see what others can't see yet, but they're able to see it. That's a great leader. They have wisdom because they've lived and they've seen and they've gone through their journey of life for those 30 years plus, maybe less, contingent upon many variables. And they've learned that the community, and you've heard me say family, relationships, and community, that's everything, regardless to what you're doing in life and business. It's everything. So they know that even though they are the leader and they can soar high above the cloud, even into the storm when necessary, and get above it, that they need other eagles when they land and they're back. Community and family is so they're very nurturing because that's a wisdom that they've gained. They are majestic and they're royal and they're regal. And let me share this with you because I had this in my family background, not bragging, sharing. The eagle, regardless, even the eaglets, the ones who are budding and blossoming and growing, in my family, you've heard me say this, from a peanut to a watermelon, one of the things that I received from them, and especially I'm going to make a note to remind you and to remind myself to share this story with you about one of my favorite aunts that I was named after. She had very limited education and everything else limited. But something that she had that I discovered later after the fact was a sense of who she was. Because she worked as a nanny, but she was regal and majestic, and she always knew how to show up. And a lot of this comes to me, and a lot of this I got from the women that I was surrounded with and by in the deep, deep, deep South. And I'll share with that story with you too at another time if you've not heard it. It's one of my favorites. But why am I mentioning this? Because it doesn't matter your size, your height, your weight, your age, your color, your education, your money. If you're here to lead and to be a leader, you have to have the ability to have the humbleness, the humility, and the character, the integrity, and the morals, the morality. Sometimes I wonder, but I'm not judgmental. It's all coming back to us, those of us who are generations ahead or behind, who are knowing and seeking wisdom to be the leaders and the pioneers that will get others to be their best self. There's so much that because of this political correctness, nobody wants to say anything that's going to hurt somebody's feelings. And may I share with you? Of course I can. I was one of those people. And now I'm saying, no, people need to hear, whether they take advantage or not of the wisdom that you're hoping to impart to them, they need to hear the truth. It might not be their truth, but it might be a lot of others, and it'll resonate with them. I hear it all the time because I bounce here, there, and I tune in and I listen, just like I came to you today with this model. They had mimic and master. I changed it to model, mirror, and master. Just like you hear all the time, the best that you can be your best self. I'm saying yes. And then I heard this person say, you want to be the only one at the best at what you're doing. So all of this stuff you need to hear. When you hear it, it resonates. It might not be the person that you want to follow, and you don't want to be necessarily on their team or in their group, but yet we need to hear, we need to listen. This is the best gift that we're all given. And second would be this, and then that's connected here to the heart. You can't lose. You just can't. And how you show up with that in mind, knowing how powerful that is, it matters. Even today, it matters. So again, I want to ask you to put in the comments biz. And I also want to remind you of this. Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. That's where you're going to make sure that you join the Facebook group. And then I want you to join me on August the 19th. It'll be here before you know it. Leadership, wisdom, being always open to learning, and knowing, and also this is something that I think sometimes leaders forget. A leader that excels at what they do, and I want to leave you with this seed. This thing called competing and jealousy, a leader who is really in their truth and the honor of who they are and the respect of who they are. When you're about teaching and sharing your wisdom and your knowing, expect those that you're sharing with to rise, maybe, hopefully, above where you are. Keep them near and dear to you, but allow them to be and rise. They are to exceed you if that's their purpose and their mission. And your heart should embrace that and celebrate that, because that's what it was meant to do, to give others the tools and the gift of rising to the best that they can be so that they can sizzle in whatever it is that they're doing. That's the sign of a leader who is spot on. Because when that other stuff comes into being, I love the word stuff, that competing and that jealousy, then you need to go back. We all do. I've had to do it from time to time. Breathe, as one of my mentors said. Take a deep breath, breathe, and check out where you are, because something is amiss with you, not necessarily the people who are around you. Because your assignment always is to see and seek those who need your guidance and pray that they get it and go way beyond where you are so that they can rise to be the best that they can be. I hope that this was informative. I hope that it was helpful. I hope that it gave you some insight and information that will support you on your purpose and your climb, rising and soaring to where you're meant to be. And need I say, my website is very easy. It's my name. So I hope that you'll go there and that you'll be able to I wanted to show you this. Doesn't matter. The website is very, very easy. It's just my name. It's www.joyruffen.com. Go there, Because even though I'm going to be tweaking and changing it soon, I want you to be aware of all the options and opportunities that are there for you. And there's something else that I'm coming to you tomorrow night to talk about, which is I don't want to overload. I do tend to overload. I don't do it intentionally. It just happens. But I think you understand that. Great to be with you always. I enjoy your company. Those of you who come on a regular basis, those of you who bounce in and out, I understand the busy because, God knows we're also busy. You do things when it's convenient for you and the right timing is for you. So when you view this broadcast, I hope it brings you a smile, a chuckle, a little bit of a laugh, and then that you in turn will proceed to join and connect. That is the intention. Be and stay well wherever you are. Wear the mask if that's still in your area. Be mindful of the people who are near and dear and around you so that you can stay safe and well. And I'll look to see you like soon. That's probably tomorrow night. Until we connect and soon. Be well and take care. All the best. So long for now. Cheers.